8 to 72 hours that the Dragons are in the box seat to sign Tom Hazelton. And then it was reported on, I guess, earlier this afternoon, Kurt, Dave Riccio and Pete Bedell were both reporting that, again, reinforcing the Dragons were in the box seat. But they were reporting that the Dragons were offering about $450,000 a season for Tom Hazelton, which I found quite intriguing because I think the previous article had alluded to the fact that Hazelton was asking $600,000 or above per season, and the Sharks couldn't afford that, and now the Sharks have re-signed Ronaldo Mulitalos. That leaves even less money in their cap. I don't think $450,000 a season would get it done for Hazelton. I don't know if that's a mistake by Bedell and Riccio, and whether it's a kind of a 2-year contract, $650,000 a season perhaps, but what they were reporting was, a 3-year contract, $450,000 a season, which equated to a bit over $1.3 million. So, I don't know if that's true. If I'm the Dragons, if there's any risk of missing out on him at that price, I'm throwing an extra 150K on top of it. I think he's a player that could have a huge impact at the Dragons moving forward from kind of 2026 onwards, and always good to poach another player from the Sharkies as well, Kurt.
So just to clarify, the Sharks offered him 4 or 4.
Well, I don't think the Sharks have even offered him a formal contract.
Okay.
I don't think they have money because they've signed everyone, haven't they? They've re-signed Britt Nikora, Nikora. They obviously couldn't re-sign Atkinson, but like Cal Iro and Kennedy and Mulitalo now. So I don't think they
thrown a lot of money at Fanil Blake as well.
I think he's on. Is he on $1 million a season? I think he's
close.
He's on a lot of money as well.
Yeah, I feel like then it's somewhere in the middle where the Sharks respectfully went to him and maybe lowballed him and said, this is all we can give you. But definitely, I think if the Dragons are looking for their next big body, that continues to improve. Definitely. I think he's worth his weight in gold, no pun intended, because he's a big friendly giant. But he's a fantastic front row, and he's come from nowhere. He's a big body. He's a little bit different, and I could talk about front rowers all night, Jack, you know that. But he works hard. He works really hard, and you can see fans. I know you don't like talking about Shark Park, but you can see the fans at Shark Park. They love him because he spills his guts. He scored a try last week against the Warriors. He finds his way to the try line, and like you said, it's no secret. Cronulla have lots of guys coming up the track, and they're trying to shore up their squad. And unfortunately, guys that Craig Fitzgibbon has brought on and developed, some of them, it's just the NRL way. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing for the game where Craig Fitzgibbon says, Tom, I'd love to keep you, but if you can get X amount of money from the Dragons and go somewhere else, the Dragons that are paying, within the realms of what's appropriate. I don't think Tom Hazelton's the type of guy that's going to say, I deserve this. This is what I'm going to be worth. I think he's asking for what he's done in the game so far, and there's a lot of upside to him. And I've touched on this before about great front row rotations and different body shapes and sizes, and those styles make fights. So you look at the top of my head, the Broncos, Shane Webke and Petro. Different bodies, different types of players. One was 6'2.5", 6'3". The other one was Webke was just a bowling ball, just 5'10", and just Queensland muscle. And or the Cowboys, Tamo and Matt Scott. These are the type of things that defensive coaches and forward packs hate. Is you get quality front rowers into your team, like an Emre Guler, who's a bit more of a like that cyborgy, new generation front rower. But then you get this country larrikin Tom Hazelton, who's just all arms and legs, but he's got the body as well, and he can beat guys at the line. He can score tries. He's worth buying, and I think Shane Flanagan, the fact that this has come along, this is the type of signing I think that the Dragons would be throwing themselves at Tom Hazelton in the right kind of way, because there's so much upside on him that basically the Cronulla Sharks have done all the work to get him to where he's going to be if he does come to the club. But confirming, Jack, I thought we said last week that the Dragons have